Let's dive into the captivating realm of Barbie and Ken, the ultimate power couple. With Barbie's luscious blonde locks and impeccable fashion sense, and Ken's rugged charm and unwavering loyalty, they seem like the epitome of perfection, don't they? But hold on a moment, are they truly as flawless as they appear, or is there more to a story than what meets the eye? Today we'll be embarking on an adventure full of stereotypes, those cunning shortcuts that shape our perceptions. Stereotypes born from a seed of truth can wield immense power, subtly influencing how we perceive and interact with things. Buckle up because we are going to uncover the hidden truths behind these seemingly flawless dolls. And why do you care, you might ask? Well, the truth is, I've seen firsthand the pain and the harm that stereotypes can inflict. And whether it's a friend that's been unfairly judged or marginalized based on these assumptions, stereotypes do have a real impact on people's lives. And while stereotypes can be perceived as positive or negative, it's crucial to recognize that they do hold that power. And when stereotypes become so deeply entrenched within our society, it becomes exceedingly challenging to reclaim control of that narrative. But despite these obstacles, it's essential to strive towards taking back that control and reshaping the narrative to something that celebrates diversity, authenticity, and inclusion. So, circling back to our main topic, what exactly are stereotypes? Well, they're like those cheat codes that your brain uses to quickly categorize people or things based on limited information. But here's the thing, they can be both powerful and problematic. And sure, stereotypes might give us a quick way to make sense of the world, but they can also lead us down a rabbit hole of misconceptions and oversimplifications. Take, for example, the age-old stereotype of what it means to be a girl versus a boy. Girls are often expected to be feminine and interested in makeup and fashion and feel societal pressure to conform to certain expectations. Then on the other hand, boys, they're often expected to embody masculine traits, such as being strong or sporty and conforming to the cultural ideals of toughness, right? Well, in reality, people are way more complex than that. By sticking to these narrow stereotypes, we're ignoring the vast spectrum of identities and interests that make everybody unique. It's like trying to squeeze a rainbow into a black and white box. It just doesn't work. Now let's talk about how stereotypes play out in the real world. Ever notice how certain groups get unfairly targeted or discriminated on based on their appearances? It's not just a coincidence. Research has shown that stereotypes can have some serious consequences, and from fueling hate crimes to perpetuating inequalities in our society. Moreover, cultural norms and historical settings have long shaped views, emphasizing the complex relationship between society's institutions and prejudices. Muller and Schwartz research confirmed this link, finding how former President Donald Trump's criticizing tweets against Muslims in 2016 were associated with a later increase in hate crimes against Muslims, particularly in neighborhoods with increased Twitter usage. According to Washington Post journalist Philip Bump, societal mechanisms that perpetuate stereotypes have long-term implication, with hate crimes reflecting major news topics in the recent decade, from the spike in anti-Muslim hate crimes during the 2015-2016 presidential campaign to a surge in anti-Black hate crimes after George Floyd's murder in 2020. And the increase in anti-LGBTQs hate crimes, stereotypes have a significant influence. And they're not just harmless assumptions, they do change people's lives. But now here's where they get interesting. Despite all their flaws, stereotypes aren't all that bad. In fact, they can be a catalyst for positive change. And globally, unfavorable preconceptions remain, with 3 out of 4 people often encountering stereotypes, but only 1 out of 3 speaking out against it. This unwillingness to challenge prejudices, as seen by Bump's results, raises serious issues about our collective responsibilities. What if we all had the guts to not only oppose those bad stereotypes, but also use them for good? What if we flip the script and use stereotypes to empower ourselves instead of tearing each other down? What if we challenge those outdated assumptions and embrace the parts of our identity that defy expectations? It's a radical idea, but it might just be the key to creating a more inclusive and understanding society. Do you need proof? Then look no further than my friend from high school. We'll name him Charles. He decided to shake up his loner image by reinventing himself and undergoing a transformative change in appearance during high school. He used to typically fit the image of a loner, wearing khaki cargo pants and exhibiting behaviors associated with being on the fringes. However, upon entering high school, he deliberately changed his appearance, defying the stereotypical mold, and by ditching those habits and stepping into a new look, he strategically conformed to societal expectations that are often associated with certain appearances. The intriguing outcome was that his transformation resulted in a noticeable shift in social dynamics, allowing him to navigate the social environment more effectively and find a whole new world of appearances. But even with his new look, Charles didn't lose who he was inside. He still wanted people to notice him, just like Ken wanted Barbie to notice him. But remember, you don't have to change just because society expects it. Imagine a world where people are accepted for who they truly are, without judgment. We all have the power to be ourselves, no matter what others think. It's a reminder that we have the power to rewrite the script and redefine who we are, no matter what labels society tries to slap on us. And shifting onto teen stereotypes, research from Misrepresentation shows alarming trends. For instance, the revelation that teen girls spend over 10 hours and 45 minutes daily on media consumptions highlights the significant influence of media on their lives, shaping their perception, values, and aspirations. This constant exposure to unrealistic images and expectations can take a toll on young people who are already bombarded with social pressures to conform. Additionally, the data revealing that women make up 51% of the U.S. population but only hold 17% of congressional position signals a substantial gender gap in political representation. This underrepresentation extends globally, as the U.S. only ranks 90th in terms of women's and national legislators. And despite these challenges, by recognizing the influence of stereotypes and creating space that celebrates diversity, we can help teens navigate these pressures, empower them to embrace their true selves, and encourage genuine understanding and embrace the diverse dimensions of individual identity. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Stereotypes, as they may be ingrained in society, they do not have to define us. By challenging these assumptions, embracing diversity, and rewriting the rules, we can create a world where everyone has the freedom to be their authentic selves. So let's raise a toast to Barbie and Ken, and to breaking free from the boxes society tries to put us in. Cheers to being unapologetically, beautifully, and authentically ourselves.